MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show, and boy, it's been a treat so far. We've got Heidi Brauer. She is the brand mama, and she's a marketing consultant, and she's been with us for the last two segments, and she's going to finish off today's show. But there's more. She's going to be in the next show and the next show. This is the marketing bonanza here with Heidi Brauer. We're talking brand, and so I want to distinguish between brand and marketing, the difference between the two.
So I think it's quite easy to distinguish them, is that brand is the essence of who you are. It's why people should love you and how you distinguish yourself from your competitors. It's the essence, the purpose, the secret sauce of who you are. Marketing is how you tell that to people.
Aha, okay. Brand. So brand is what you are. Okay, and marketing is how you tell people what you are.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's through the various channels.
Yes, and if you think about it, actually, how do you attract talent and retain talent? You have to market your because it's not only for consumers or whether you're a B2B business, B2B consumers. It's about having the right people and doing the work with you. So even internal marketing relies on having a great brand and then doing the internal marketing either to acquire the best talent or to retain the best talent. Everything rests upon the need for a really well thought out brand that makes you, I keep using the word distinctive, it's the best word.
So my big passion right now is strategy.
Yeah.
It's I think what I'm going to hopefully spend the next 30 years working on, strategy for small business. And I just want to understand how this all links to strategy. Okay, so we've spoken about brand, we've touched now on marketing, but how does that link to strategy?
So I think strategy is a terrifying word for most people. They think it's higher grade and only for some people in business. I've got another outstanding illustration here that it's a little boat. And for me, strategy is really making sure everybody knows where your boat's going, where your ship's going. Actually, whether you need a ship or a boat or a dinghy, or you can swim there. And the same is true for brand and marketing strategy, is to say, does everybody know, as is and to be, where we are now and where we're going? Does everybody know whether we need, are we going across Benoni Lake or we're going across a big ocean? What kind of vessel do we need? What kind of crew do we need? What kind of supplies do we need? That's really what's, for me, the clearest definition of strategy. But the most important thing is that everybody knows, can tell it the same as everybody else. It's a bit like the elevator pitch, back to that. Strategy is making sure that you know what you want your brand to be when it's big, what your marketing objectives are. And we shouldn't rely on a strategist in an agency. I once did a talk called Strategists Are Dead, Long Live Strategy. But strategy is everybody's, because it's the reason that we arrive at work every day is to fulfill that strategy, to meet that strategy. And the same is true for brand and marketing strategy. Let's go back to that Kalula example. Imitation, sincerest form of flattery, we'd been copied. But now we needed to get out of that sameness and move out. A strategic plan must be made to reposition the brand. And everybody must be behind that. Which means every ad we make, every onboard announcement we make, the meals we serve must be in service of that strategy.
Yes.
All aligned. And everybody's lined up behind one another in service of that. And that for me is it. Every post that's made, every speech that the CEO gives, every internal marketing communication that's made, all lined up behind that purpose.
So we've been speaking about strategy, but I want to speak about marketing strategy, specifically marketing strategy. I come across many small businesses that are interested in strategy, but feel like marketing strategy is not for them. And I feel so differently about that. If I think about what built Raiz Corp as a brand is that we started, in fact, we're better at marketing strategy than strategy as a whole. Your view on small businesses with limited resources taking the time to think about marketing strategy, not just general strategy?
I think it's absolutely essential. Like if you were going to do one and not the other, do the marketing strategy, because otherwise it's like, what do they say, winking in the dark, only you know you're doing it. And marketing strategy is about taking that 30-second elevator pitch and being able to present it to all your potential stakeholders, whether they're employees, consumers, suppliers, partners, industry bodies. They have to know you exist. And so your marketing strategy serves your business strategy. So you need the one with, for the other, in service of the other. But a marketing strategy is what keeps you on purpose. It keeps you focused. So you know you're serving the business objective all the time. When kids come crying to you and they say, Johnny hurt me and he did it on purpose. We need more of that. Purposeful, intentional. Too much of the time a person will go and say to the CEO, have a look at this pretty picture for the calendar or the newsletter or whatever. The first question should be, what's the communication objective? What's the marketing objective? How is it serving that marketing strategy? Because we have to check that all the time. So we're not just doing things in a random.
Yeah. So I'm looking down at you got all your things there, and I'm saying repeat. What is that?
Oh, this is about once you are clear on your brand positioning and what your marketing message is, then you have to be so focused on repeating it. It has to come through in every single thing that you do. Internal marketing, external marketing, speeches you give, talks you give, so that you lay it down, your layers of the cake, in a way that people instantly know who you are. Whether you're in the elevator with Tay or whether Stephen Curtis, now I have to say that instead of Bruce Whitfield, phones you up and says, I've got 30 seconds for you. And I always say you've got to repeat. And when you're sick of it, you know what the answer is. You repeat it again. Because that's how you build a brand. And more there's data that shows that wear out or boredness from consumers takes much longer than you think. Just because you as a business owner or the marketer are sick of it, I promise you your consumers aren't.
So they're not zoning out and you're wasting marketing spend.
No, you have to check though, because your marketing might not be great. But once you are clear, if you've done good strategy, good positioning, and your messaging is clear, then you have to hammer at that until you have created a mountain and put a flag on it that is uniquely yours, so that people can recognize you. Remember, from the customer's point of view always.
Heidi Brauer, brand mama, marketing consultant. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on the Big Small Business Show. And if you enjoyed today, you're going to love next week, because next week we're talking about brains before beauty, starting with the right things. So we'll see you next week, and always remember, if you think it, write it down and make it a reality.
The Big Small Business Show, proudly sponsored by MTN Business.